Still and I am the warehouse senior supervisor. I'm in charge of the daily runnings of the warehouse, sort of any queries or releasing orders and just making sure that obviously orders go out the door each day. So before I worked at Routeco, I worked in a care home for 5 years, primarily on the dementia and like Alzheimer's unit. And I was there for a really long time, well, 5 years, but it's a very like mentally draining job. So I was sort of at the end of knowing that I wanted to leave. I started in 2018, so it'll be 8 years for me in May. I started on agency. I then got a permanent job as a warehouse operative. From the warehouse operative, it was a bit of a crazy time. It was COVID and went from just an operative to like running shifts in such a short period of time. So I went from then to process champion, and then after that sort of period of time went down, which was nice. I then got promoted to the supervisor, and then recently from warehouse supervisor to warehouse senior supervisor. I was here before COVID, but COVID was definitely like the biggest like turning point. It was like, you need to do this, this and this, and it was a bit like, oh. But learnt so much from that, because it's sort of, I prefer learning by doing. So by being sort of thrown in the deep end, I think I got so much more out of that. Throughout the whole process, definitely supported, but I think I've had Charlie and Simon as my managers, and both great in like different ways. So like Simon's very good with advice and stuff, and Charlie's very good with knowing how to get the best out of me. So he knows by putting me in a difficult situation that that is the best way I learn, and how he'll get the best out of me and for me to like build my confidence. So they're both have helped me in such different ways. I feel like the team in the warehouse is quite a small team, and I feel like the culture that's grown in there, even from when I first started, is like a really safe feeling. We all feel like we can talk to each other, and even now like we really promote like the form of like psychological safety where people feel like they can come and talk to you and there's no judgment, there's respect, and we really encourage like that challenging, a healthy challenge obviously, but like we really try and push people to challenge each other and to try and get the best out of it, and I've felt that culture since I've got here. So I feel like I've had quite a few like accomplishments that I've been quite proud of. Definitely like getting a distinction in my team leader level 3 apprenticeship, but also things like becoming a mental health first aider. And I really love that that is becoming more of a thing in different businesses, and that this company really promotes that. Also doing lots of like small events that I've put on. So we do like World Food Days. We had for Mental Health Awareness Week, I organised like a Draw Your Happy Place and like baking, like bake-offs and things like that. So I'm really proud of that because I feel like it sends such like a good message. Lots of my challenges is the fact that I say yes too much and I put too much on my plate. I did the mentor scheme and I had Dan Kirby as my mentor, and he sort of went through with me and how he said there's no harm in saying no, and balancing my workload, reorganising and things like that. So that was definitely good, and that helped me overcome that a lot. COVID again. It was such like a tough time, and obviously we had like split shifts, so it was half the team on each shift, and it was like obviously double the workload, and it was just like a really hard time. But going through that now, I feel like I've learnt so much, and I wouldn't have learnt that without that happening. Like to me, like completing a shift every day is a win because sometimes it can be really tough. We've had the highest accuracy for last year. When we have very large deliveries come in, I mean the whole team pulls together, and sometimes they're like really large where you can't even walk around the warehouse, and everyone really puts in, and we all like motivate each other to get those done. Mainly like confidence, and like building on my confidence and sort of trusting my own thoughts and opinions and stuff, because I wasn't very confident and I would keep things to myself. And that's where Routeco has helped me, because now I am confident enough to say things and to put ideas forward. So I think definitely just confidence and believing in yourself. Lots of people, to be honest with you. Mainly would be like Charlie Nash, Simon Shenton, again, like for different reasons. Charlie's great with data and helping me learn sort of the admin side of stuff. And also he knows me very well, so how to motivate me and get the best out of me. Simon, he's been such great for like advice on anything really. I can go to him and say, I'm not quite sure what to do with this situation. And he knows sort of every process that needs to be done. And he's always supportive and I feel like trying to develop me further. And then people like Gary Thomas, because I remember when I first started and it was all really daunting, like one office and things, and he was always like so willing to help, and I feel like I learned so much from him with like one office side, and he's not even in my department. For me, I really focus on my team and the culture. So we, like myself and Ross, we've really tried to promote like that culture of like psychological safety, and we want people to talk and to challenge each other healthily and to really get the best out of that and have a nice trusting environment. And the company helps with that by, they do the funding every 6 months for like team building events and stuff. So we use that to have those team building. And for us it's quite difficult because obviously we can't nip out for an hour, so we have to do a lot in-house. Last year, someone in the warehouse, they sort of helped, it was Anne Shepherd. She helped organise an event up on the mezzanine floor, and they got like a massive like football dartboard inflatable, like a buzzer machine and things like that. And you always get people that say like, I don't want to be involved, and then they go up there and do it and you can't get them down from where they like it. So the company really helps with that because I feel like it gets people out of work mode and you can have actual like genuine conversations with people. I would say be confident, trust your gut, and say no sometimes. Because it'd be quite daunting, especially in an industry that is quite male dominated and things like that, is that you've got to stick to your guts and just say what you think.